Welcome to Laying Fallow. I'm Donna Von Bruning. Today's interview is with Io Ermoli. Io was a dance major at Savannah Arts Academy and attended Florida State University in the fall of 2020. She graduated with a degree in dance and choreography in May 2024 and moved to the bright lights of New York City to pursue her dream of choreography. Okay, so the way I start this off is I read you back your quote, and then we start the conversation from there.
I don't remember what I wrote.
Right, nobody does. You are fine. Don't worry, you're not cringy. So this is what you said. I had so many ideas about senior year. Trips with friends, grad bash, my last dance shows with SAA and Gretchen Green dance families, prom with my boyfriend, graduation. I started this journal sophomore year, filling it with stickers, pictures, tickets of places I have gone, and days I want to remember. See, I'm just going to make me cry. Senior year's pages were filled with memories from fall corn maze, choreographing a musical with Savannah Stage Company, being Max in the Grinch and Simba in the Lion King, the New York City dance trip, our solo senior showcase, and now the pages are blank. It's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
In a way, we didn't experience our last because why would there be last if our friendships keep going? We are connected by this forever. I know, made me cry. So that quote, in it, you said that you guys are connected by this forever. Do you still believe that?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what you've done the last 4 years.
What have I done the last 4 years?
Oh, where'd you go to school? Did you go to school? How did you manage the initial transition? Some people didn't go away.
I went to Florida State as a dance major. Transition was a little weird. Probably everybody else felt. All my classes were online. I was supposed to have a roommate. My roommate never showed up that first semester. So I had a room to myself, but I had suite mates, and they couldn't have been better suite mates. We're all in different places now, but we still stay connected. We text. But yeah, it was interesting. I didn't meet anyone in my class until maybe 3 or 4 months into that first semester in person. I was taking my dance classes in my dorm room. Probably had about this much space to dance in my room. But in a way, we really got to know each other online first. And then by the time we met each other in person, we were already pretty close by that point, which is, now thinking about it, it's kind of weird. But yeah, it's like meeting someone for the first time in person, but you already know so much about them. But then from then on, we stuck together and it was great.
So Florida didn't, once you got to your second semester, they kind of loosened everything up, didn't they?
They did.
Okay.
But in the performing arts departments, including dance, we still had to wear a mask. And
dance?
In dance. In our squares, they had blocked out squares that we couldn't move out of in the rooms, in the studios for that second semester.
That sounds awful.
Yeah. So
That sounds awful.
all of our staminas were really, really bad. Traveling was not good. But after that second semester, by the time we got into sophomore year, everything was pretty
good.
lenient. Yeah. We could start taking off our masks and things. But yeah, now thinking about it, that was a very long time.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you had a pretty normal, given the circumstances, freshman year.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Would you say, when you were thinking your senior year, I'm going to go to college, would you say that the journey of your past 4 years has been everything you thought it was going to be or not at all? When you imagined it, if you can remember.
I think going into it before COVID, I think I had an idea of what I wanted it to be. But then COVID hit and I just I don't think I cared at that point.
You didn't?
Yeah,
you just gave it up?
Yeah. But then going into it, I think it was more than I thought it was going to be. The friendships that came out of it and who I stayed connected with from high school.
So talk about that for a second. I mean, tell me about this. I'm curious how you think your personal relationships were affected by the pandemic. Do you think that your class, not necessarily Savannah Arts, I mean everyone from the class of 2020, held on too long to friendships or relationships because you were in COVID, or let go too quickly? Was it easy to make new friends? Was it hard to make new friends because you were so connected to your friends from the past?
I wouldn't say we held on too long, because I'm glad that I still talk to the people that I'm still friends with through that. But I also don't think it made making new friends harder.
No.
But maybe that's just because I wasn't in like UGA or Athens where a lot of our friends went. So maybe because it was just me going into Florida State that I knew.
You were forced to. Because one thing I've noticed that all of you, in the bigger group of you that are connected, the girls, the guys, or whatever, only one of you is broken up in your high school relationships.
Yeah.
That's strange. So that's what makes me think, like, did you guys just go through that first year together? And because you went through that and there seems to be a big maturity or growth between like 18, end of high school, end of freshman year of college. And because you guys, your worlds got small, even though yours got a little bit bigger, but it was still small. You're in your room by yourself.
Yeah.
Do you think that kind of cemented you guys and you kind of grew up together a little bit? Because I don't know if you know what the turkey dump is. Have you ever heard of this term? So the turkey dump is when everyone goes away for their freshman year with their high school relationships intact, and they come home at Thanksgiving and they all break up. Because you meet all kinds of new people and you've outgrown that relationship.
Yeah.
Not that it was bad. It wasn't. It was just, oh, God, I'm in a different place.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to lie. Me
Yeah.
and Mac did break up freshman year.
You did, yeah.
Did a little bit. And then we got back together.
I mean, Cindy and Grayson broke up for 8 months.
Yeah, I heard. But, I mean, I also don't think that was a bad thing. I think that needed to happen. And then now we're, like, stronger because of it. But I don't know. Maybe COVID did have an effect on it. I haven't really thought about that. But you are right that a lot of us have stayed together since that moment.
A lot of you. I find it fascinating because, it's just such a huge amount of you. And a few people in interviews have told me there have been like 5 people that have gotten married out of your class. Not that they were together in high school. I don't know that, but like.
Yes, that is true. I don't think
it wasn't.
People have been getting married, yeah.
Yeah, earlier.
Yeah. I don't know. I never thought about COVID affecting that at all.
Interesting. So, and you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but tell me about your breakup. Who initiated it? Was it hard? Like, are you glad? Like, just walk through it.
I initiated it. It was very hard, especially I think because
heartbreak sucks.
Yeah. And it was still kind of in that COVID-ish time. So, like, there wasn't really anywhere that either of us could run to like, talk to people.
So you couldn't
it.
Throw yourself into, like, a club or going out or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow, girl, you did it in the middle of COVID. What were you feeling? You needed space?
Yeah. But it's kind of weird because, like, we got together junior summer going into senior year. And then COVID hit the second semester. So we weren't really together for that long before that happened. And then we went away for college. So we're, like, even more long distance then. But then, like, it was just hard to stay connected and, like, try to figure out both of our lives at the same time within, like, going to college during COVID. So I think we were both really confused on how to, like, keep it going. So I was the one that broke it off. But then I think I was also the one to say, let's get back together. But, like, we needed that space to figure out what we wanted and how we wanted to figure out our lives at that point. But now we're really good together, and I'm glad that we got back together.
Yeah. Well, you kind of need to grow up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you got to do it on your own.
Yeah.
Because of, losing all those lasts in high school that you lost and all those traditions that are, like, kind of ingrained in our culture. Do you think losing those traditions made you more flexible with regard to tradition and ritual, or develop a stronger craving for them? Do they mean more to you, or are you a little bit like, meh?
I think I'm a little bit.
Yeah?
I think...
Like, what did college graduation mean to you?
Well, to be honest, I wasn't thinking about COVID. But then all the speakers, they were bringing it up, and I was like, yeah, we did go through that. And it feels like a long time ago, but it really wasn't. It's only 4 years. But I think, like, yeah, it's sad I didn't get to go to prom with my boyfriend ever. We don't have any pictures of that. But, like, it's just half a year. And, like, we could go to Universal whenever. You know?
Right.
So, like, those traditions are, like, okay to be let go of. It doesn't have to happen. But, like, we can make new traditions ourselves.
So it made you more flexible.
I think so, yeah.
Some people, like when I went to go do research on this, because I was like, surely somebody's paying attention to these kids. They are not. I cannot find anything. And I find it fascinating that anyone that was in high school during that time, I think we don't even know how dramatically you were affected. So like if you were starting your like freshman year of high school through freshman year of college and you didn't go to school for 18 months, for you guys, it was that launch. Like you got robbed of that initial launch. Some of the academics, like the stuff I did read, it was all about the class of 2020 college because they graduated into recession and couldn't find jobs. But nothing was about you guys. What I did find is the academic studies that I found labeled it as a trauma for you guys and that we really don't know the effects of it long term. Do you consider it a trauma? Would you say for yourself, for other people? I don't know how it affected your friends. Or is that too strong of a word?
For me, I don't think I see it as a trauma, but I can definitely understand how other people might see it in that way. Like, I feel lucky that, I mean, yes, Florida State wasn't as strict on their rules, but like that I got to actually go freshman year and like get that experience-ish. I feel pretty lucky, but like when it was all starting, it was very hard to like be like, I never said goodbye to my friends really. And then we were all going off to college. I don't know the next time I'm going to see them again type of thing. So that was very hard. And just trying to figure out honestly what's going on and what I'm like, what am I going to do with my life?
What did that whole period, all your last, what did it teach you? Or did you experience any major loss or grief during that time? Like some people lost people, a lot of people didn't. Like what did you learn about loss and grief?
I personally didn't lose anyone to COVID, but just seeing all the numbers of the people that have been dying from COVID all over the world. Like I recently saw a video. It was just like tracking the number and then like highlighting the world and then how it like just like collapsed in like 1 week is insane. Like just looking back on it that actually happened. But also in a way, I guess I kind of blocked it out of my memory a little bit that whole time. Like in my mind, I know it didn't feel that long, even though it was. But I think it's because I don't want to remember how hard it was starting out. And like all the things that we didn't get to do as a friend group that we were like really looking forward to doing. And like we can't go back and do it. But hopefully we can all get together at some point in the future.
Did you ever go see the plaque in the front of the school with your name on it?
I did.
Okay.
I did because Neo, I don't know if I would have if Neo wasn't still in Savannah Arts, but I did.
Isn't that weird?
And, yeah, it is. So like, yeah, it's kind of interesting figuring out like if that's a time that I want to remember or not because it's such a big thing that happened in our lives. But I mean, I feel like I got closer to some people because of it, but also kind of like figured out who I actually really wasn't close with because we never really talked during that time.
Who was easy to let go of.
Yeah.
What would you say is your greatest lesson from the past 4 years? It does not have to be COVID related at all.
I think it's that like everything will happen for a reason, even if like it in the moment it feels like it's the worst thing ever. And that's the last thing you wanted to happen, but like everything will work out because this happened. It led you to this place. And it's not what you thought you were going to be doing or who you're going to meet and things like that, but it'll all be working out. And it's the best thing that could have happened from that day. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. That's a great lesson to learn. That will serve you well. The past 4 years, there have been all kinds of social fractures pushed to the forefront for you guys. It's been a little bit of a tumultuous time. So things like Black Lives Matter, Roe versus Wade, now anti-Semitism in the war on Hamas, and all of that. Tell me if experiencing these things, whether you've experienced them personally or you've just seen them and you know they're out there, have they made you more empathetic as a person or just the opposite? Like made you kind of insensitive? That's not really the right word, but sort of just indifferent to some of it.
I really don't think it changed me that much on the like social media around it. Because I feel like what I believed in, and it doesn't really matter what other people are saying online about it or like what's happening in the news. But I mean, I do feel for those people, of course. Maybe it did desensitize me a little bit. And I hate that, like, I feel that way because like these things need to be said and like people need to know about these problems to fix it. But I think the way that some people go about it on social media is not the way that I would approach the problem at all.
Was there anything with the war on your campus, like protests or anything? Did anything, like it didn't affect your graduation, did it?
It did not. My situation was a little bit different because I spent my last semester in New York.
Oh, fabulous.
So it was great. I loved it. It was the best experience I've kind of had. So like to your question, I didn't really experience anything on campus at Florida State. And I didn't really see that much on social media about what was going on. But I experienced just a little bit of it being in New York and what's going on at the campuses over there.
Were you on a campus in New York or you were just in the city?
I was just in the city.
So jealous.
So seeing all of what that was going on and then also hearing that graduations were being canceled because of it, I don't know what I would have done if my graduation was canceled because of it.
Could you imagine?
No. I think I would be devastated.
Yeah. I think people...
So it's like, I don't see myself going back to school. So that would have been like my only graduation, my time to walk.
You're like, great, I graduated from kindergarten. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah. But like, these problems are, I like hate that that's happening now. And I wish it just could be solved. Like people didn't have to fight or go to war or any of that. But like, my graduation is not like the biggest thing ever in comparison to like what's going on in the world. But like, just a little thing.
It meant something to you.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. You just talked to me about social media. Tell me a little bit about social media. How do you feel about it? What do you think about it? What are you on? What are you not on?
I have a TikTok, but I don't post anything ever. I'm not that type of person. I have an Instagram. I don't really post that much either. And I have a Facebook. Don't post on it. Just like keep track of family and friends.
Yeah.
I'm not a person to post in general that much, and especially not about any opinions or views that I have. Even if I strongly believe in those things that other people are talking about, I just don't. Social media to me is not the platform to say some of those things. And like, I think going to New York affected me in that way a little bit too, because there is a lot of that going on in the people that I follow in New York within like the dance industry, the performing arts industry. And like, it's great that you have the confidence to like speak your mind and like try to help in that way. But for me, it's not my way of showing what I believe in, how I want to help.
What's important to you? The reason I asked that is because a few people brought it up that your age, 23, 22, maybe 21, you guys got phones or social media, 8th grade, freshman year, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But all this stuff, Snapchat, Instagram, was new. And so the algorithms weren't there. You weren't sucked into doom scrolling. You know, it just all didn't exist. What you see in the younger people around you, quite a few people are kind of shocked by it. How they can't put their phones down. Do you feel that way too? I mean, do you feel like you were at that last little golden part of social media before it became much more?
I think so. I don't really notice in my friend group or the people I hang out with that we can't put our phones down when we're together, like hanging out, having personal time, whatever. But like, I do agree with you. Like going out to restaurants and things and like looking around and people are there. It looks like they're on a date or like having some personal couples time and they're just on their phones, like not having any conversations. That's just so sad.
It is sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about sex for you guys. And I'm going to give you a little background on that. obviously you were in a long-term relationship, but not necessarily you personally, but what you see around you.
Mm-hmm.
There are studies out there that you guys have a lot less sex than we did as Gen X.
Okay.
That you guys don't necessarily have a hookup culture.
Mm-hmm.
And that also when you guys go out to bars and that sort of thing, like the dating apps and stuff have kind of ruined the approach. Like people don't meet each other. They say you guys are just having a lot less sex.
Mm-hmm.
Again, so many of you are in committed relationships, but like you went to college, you were around other people that were single. What's going on? Some people blamed like being apart for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So people lost the ability to talk to each other. And some of the guys blamed Pornhub.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, those conversations never really came up in my friend group.
You're a girl.
And like,
I mean, how did people date? Meet?
One of my roommates in Tallahassee, she would bring over guys, but like nothing ever happened. Even like maybe she was looking for it, maybe she wasn't, but like nothing never got to that point. But I don't know why. I mean, like when I've been to like dance clubs and things, it's a little easier for you to like go up to someone, dance with them, maybe make out with them if that's what you choose to do. But I don't know if anybody's ever been even like invited to be taken home or I'll let you say that.
You Puritans.
I don't know. But that doesn't also mean that my friends didn't explore and things too.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and that's a lot more accepted now than that would never have happened when I was at Ohio State.
No, I feel like
what's happening?
Also, as a woman, maybe it might be because of all the like, you can't have an abortion in places. And that's scary too. You never know when an accident can happen or like you want to have a kid and then it's not healthy for you. You could things can happen and the doctor says it's not great if you have this baby or it could already be and won't come out alive. And the best thing to do is have an abortion and people say that you can't.
When that happened, was that a big deal for you and your friends?
Yeah. I'd say so. I think especially also being in Florida where it's so divided, we were talking a lot about that and how it's like, honestly, how is that even a decision? That some people can make for other people? Kind of blows our minds.
Will it affect how you vote or anything you do? Is it that important to you?
Yes, to me.
It's a hill to die on. Yeah. I think it is for a lot of women.
It's just crazy.
It is just crazy. And people do say that that has something to do with the amount of sex people are having because not that people assume it was some kind of form of birth control, but like you said, like if you find yourself in a bad situation that you didn't intend to get into and there's no way feasible to forward, to have to fly to California.
Yeah. It's insane.
Some people are lucky enough to be able to do that. A lot of people aren't.
Yeah. And like also getting rid of like different types of contraceptives like birth control. Like this might be TMI, but I don't have my birth control to not have kids. My periods are just so bad that like I could not go to school. Like I could not dance, nothing for like 2-3 days of my periods because like I would be throwing up in the bathroom from all the pain. I don't know what I would do if I couldn't have that.
That's awful. Super interesting times to be a woman, for sure. So there's something called the quarter century crisis. Have you ever heard of this? So it's when, you know what a midlife crisis is, people talk about it. So it's the same thing, but you're 25.
Okay.
So you go through school, maybe you're married, maybe you're not. You get a job and you kind of wake up and you're like uncertain. It's like kind of a time of uncertainty. You're a little disillusioned and you're like, what am I doing? Like, where's my life going? Was this all there was? Is this it? How do I move forward? Because of COVID and what you guys experienced and you had that pause to really reflect on where you wanted to go, do you think that's something your class in particular will experience or not experience?
I'm not going to lie. I kind of feel like I'm experiencing that right now.
Yeah. You're allowed.
Like after graduating and like not really having a secure like full-time job, not knowing really where I'm going to end up or like not be long distance with my boyfriend anymore. And like how long are we willing to be long distance? It's just a lot to think about. And like, yeah, I've gotten overwhelmed about it and things, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's come earlier because of COVID.
Good point.
because like everything can change in a moment, but like you really want to know where you're going to be going and like what you're going to be doing. But like, I mean, everybody that's graduated college in any year always has like those thoughts, but like, I don't know. I don't think it's something that we're not going to experience.
So what do you think, and I just have a couple more questions, what do you think people misunderstand about 22-year-olds today?
We're not all carefree. We want certainty. We want to get a job. And like, we want to make money. We want to travel and do all these things. Most of us, we have an idea of like a plan where we want to go. Somewhere, however long away it is. But we got a plan. We're not just sitting there. We're not thinking about what we're going to do or how to get there. We're not just all on our phones, doom scrolling all day. Like, we're looking for jobs. Like, we're applying for so many things. Like, we're really working for it. But for some reason, like, it's just hard. It's hard to find a job. It's hard to get that interview.
Do you think that's more because of automation now? You know what I mean?
I think so. Like, people are saying that for a lot of companies, AI is the first thing to look at your resume and things. And then they, like, discard some, and then it goes to the actual person to get that interview. I don't like that.
No, it's not fair.
And, like, yeah, it makes it easier for the employer. But, like, you could be missing out on a lot of good people just because their resume doesn't fit the template of what, I don't know, maybe AI says what's the right template.
How does AI make you feel?
I mean, there are pros and cons to it. Being in like the performing arts field, AI should not be taking over live performance ever. Or like AI choreographing, no way. There's no way that's ever going to top a person who's really trained in it and like has a passion for it to create like good work that people would enjoy. It's
feel a little
scary to think about how much it could take over in like every industry and get rid of jobs. But I mean, I guess it's easier for people writing essays.
Sure is. Pretty crazy. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you want to talk about? Now that I drug you through, like, you know, the past 4 years of your life.
I think I'd just say with COVID and everything, like, even with COVID, I think I had a pretty great college experience with the people that I met and the things that we got to do together. Like, go to New York our last semester. I feel really bad for the people. Like, that's one of the things that people go to Florida State as a dance major for that last semester, to go to New York, have an internship, and just be in the city with your friends for 4 months. My class was the second class after COVID for that to come back.
Oh, thank God.
So, yeah, we're pretty lucky to have been able to go. But, yeah, it was awful graduating high school, but we made it through.
At least you got that.
Yeah.
So last question. What are you going to do with your one big life? Think big. Not what are you going to do next year?
I really want to be a choreographer. That's like my big goal for commercial dance, concert dance.
The Savannah Bananas?
Savannah Bananas, sure. It doesn't matter. I just want to dance. I want to choreograph. I want to make people happy. I want dance to be like, everybody sees dance for different reasons and choreograph for different reasons, but I want it to still be like an escape for people to just like forget about everything and just like have fun, enjoy what you're seeing for just a little bit. That's what I want to do. I just want to make people smile and make people feel things.
I love that.
But like other people do it for activism, which is amazing. And like, it's good to have people that do that. But that's not where I want to go with dance and performance and movement. And I also want to start a family.
You want to be a mom? You want to be a mom?
I do.
It's because she had a good one.
Yeah.
She's pretty awesome.
She is.
Big family, little family.
I'd love to have, okay, I mean, I love my family, so I kind of want to make another one. One boy and one girl. I'd love to have it.
In a perfect world.
Yes.
Thanks for listening to Laying Fallow. Be sure to listen to the rest of the episodes, and to learn more and see the portraits from both 2020 and 2024, head over to my website, www.donnavonbruning.com, or to my Instagram, @DonnaVonBruning.